Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela Web Dev. So we are learning about the React router concept. So now if you try to see here, we are not showing any contacts, right? So now it's time for us, for example, to create a contact. So for this one, I will add a sample button here, new button. So that when I click on this new button, we need to add the new one. What I can say is a new contact. Let's try to implement this one. So here we are having the sidebar which is having input type is equal to text, and I will take another one div, so in which we will be having a button new. So this is our button. Now let's say I want to make it side by side. Okay, let's go to the div here, and this is our what I can say is here I will add a class name is equal to search box. So let's take this search box and in the index.css file, so for this search box I will add a display flex, and also I will use align items center, align items center. That's it. Now we have applied to this one, so we are getting side by side. So let's try to implement. So let's have it like that only. I don't want to concentrate more on the UI part. So let's target more on this one. So here the logic thing. So we have used it like this. Now what I want to do is, for example, let's say that let's remove this one. So now when I click on this new button, so we need to create a new contact. For this reason, what I will do is I will create this one in a new form. So now what I can do is, let's say that in our React router DOM we have a new component that is form component. Let's try to use that form component. Here I am using the form which should be imported from the React router DOM, and let's try to use it the form like this only. Form, and I will close this form, and here we will be having method is equal to post. So I can use the method is equal to post. Why? Because it should be post. Why? Because we are creating a contact. Now when I click on this post, what will happen here? Let's try to click on this one. So we are able to see this, the page you are trying is not available, method not allowed. Here we need to understand the concept of the HTML forms. So we know about the HTML form. React router emulates the HTML form navigation as the data mutation primitive. So now for example, let's say that as you already know this one, HTML forms actually cause a navigation in the browser just like clicking on a link. So this form also something like it creates a navigation in the browser. The only difference between the link and the HTML form is in the request. Links can only change the URL, while forms can also change the request method like get or post, and the request body post from the data. So here, and also the request body also it can change. So without client side routing, so if you don't have a client side routing like React router, the browser will serialize the forms data automatically, and send it to the server as the request body for the post and as URL search parameters for the get. So you will get as a question mark like that, right? So automatically it will do it. Whereas the React router does the same thing, except instead of sending the request to the server, it uses the client side routing and send it to a root action. Here when I am trying to click on this form, so we are able to see that it is refreshing, right? So here the client side routing cannot able to handle it. Why? Because the request type has been changed. It has a post request. We are trying to send a post request. Now when we are using this form in the React router DOM, it uses the client side routing and sends this all the thing to a action. So that is a new thing. So now we can test this one in our app. So this one entirely is one gone, right? So now what we need to do is, so instead of sending the post to the server, so to create a new contact, let's use the client side routing instead. So for this one, what we will try to do is, so we have created a form, right? And now we need to create the action for this one. So here I will be creating an action. Let's create export async function action. Okay, and here in this action we will create a contact. Constant contact is equal to await create contact. I will use the create contact. That's it. So now we need to create this contact. So okay, let's go here and let's create a contact. Export async function create contact. Okay, and in this one what I will do is create contact. So I am using await fake network. So I am calling the fake network, and we will create the ID is equal to, I will be using math.random. I will use math.random, and I will convert it into toString. Okay, so 236 I will do it, and here I will do to substring, and I can do something like 2,9. I will take from the 2,9. Yeah, fine. So that's it. So now we have an ID and create the ID. Let contact is equal to, and I am creating the ID, and here I can use created at. I can use date.now. So I will be using like this, and here I can create the first name something like Leela, and the last name and the last as webdev. Okay, so like this we will use it. So this contact is created. Now after creating the contact, so we need to push these all the contacts into the first we need to get all the contacts. Get contacts, we already have this one, so we'll get the contacts. Then afterwards we will push this one, contacts dot unshift or push anything. So if I want to show it at the top, if you want to show it at the top means you can use the unshift. So unshift of contact, I can push these contacts into this. So now I need to save it here, local storage dot set item of contacts, comma, so local storage contacts, and we need to stringify json dot, oh sorry, this one is all entirely is going away, json dot stringify okay, json dot stringify of contacts. So I want to make these all the contacts. That's it. So now I will return the single contact. Return what I will do is return the contact. Okay, so I will be returning the contact, single contact I will be returning it. That's it. This is simple thing which I am trying to write it. Here I am trying to create a contact which I am giving a fake network, and here we are creating the ID. So you can do math.random or anything, you can take it. So I am framing the object ID, first name and last name, sample I am using it, and the contacts I am getting all the contacts, and I am pushing the contact, the created contact into the contact details, and again I am storing in the local storage. That's it. So we have finished it off. So now so we got the data. So now let's try to go to the roots here. So we have created the contact. Let's try to take it and create contact, and now what we need to do, so we need to return the contact. So okay, let's try to return the contact. Return contact. That's it. I am returning a single contact. Finished. Now when I click on this form, still we are able to get this one, right? So it is trying to call the action that is present for this route. So for this action, what we need to do is, let's go to the main.jsx, and here we are using the loader, right? In the same scenario, we have another property available, action, and we need to call that action. So here I can take that action as root action. Okay, I can call this one, and here I can write it as a root action. That's it, finished. Now when the form is getting submitted, so this root action method will be called, sending all the data. Now if you try to see the output, refresh, and if I click on this new, and if you see here, boom, we got the Leela webdev. So new contact has been created. When I click on this new again boom, another Leela webdev has been created. Now you may be getting doubt in your mind that how come this one is getting refreshed, this page, without refreshing the data. When I am trying to submit the form, how does this sidebar contacts is getting updated? So you may be getting a doubt, right? So why? Because this loader data is not getting called again. So here we are having a loader data, get contacts, and these are things not updating again. We are not using any use state or use effect or anything. We're not using. How come this is getting updated? When I click on this new button, so immediately another one is getting created. So this is what the React router will take care. So whenever you are using the form, whenever this action is submitted, means immediately after completion of this action, the loader method will be get called. So this is one thing which you need to understand this one. So that is the main thing. So here whenever this one is called, so now here what I can say is prevents browser from sending the request to then sends to the root action in, right? So we have seen it that one. So instead of refreshing the browser, sending it to the server, it will send it to your root action. So in web semantics, a post usually means some data is changing. By convention, React Router uses this as a hint to automatically revalidate the data on the page after the action finishes. This means all your user loader data hooks update and the US stays in sync with your data automatically. So this user loader data will get updated automatically and you will be getting updated thing. So this is very cool, right? So this is how we will be writing. We without using any use state or anything, action and loaders are taking care. So that's it guys about this one. So now we are able to create a new what I can say is new contact. I will commit this code in our new branch, that is video-101 video-101, and I am committing this code. What I can say is form action. So let's commit this entire code. So if you want to refer this code, means the GitHub repository URL is provided in the description below. So whoever may be having doubts, they can go to refer the code. And if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.